One day, I'm watching Devon Dudley's YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
And he's interviewing his longtime partner of 25 years.
Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, or hell, even Uncle
And
Bubba.
if you follow my channel, you know I recently did a video about the Dudley Boyz and their team dynamics. And if you haven't seen that video, I suggest you pause this one and go watch it now. It will be linked in the description. So, as I'm watching this interview with Devon Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Maven, I think some truths came out.
Uncle Billy, Bully, Bubba, we all know that you were the aggressor. You were the aggressive type. Hell, the boys in the back know that. Devon, everybody knows you were the one. If somebody had a question, if somebody wanted to talk to the Dudleys, they went to you.
The way Maven asked the question, it shows two things. It shows that Bubba Ray Dudley was an asshole, and it shows that Devon Dudley was actually the leader of the group.
Well, I'm going to get some heat between you guys. Who was the leader and who was the follower? I ask you both.
Ask him.
Who was the leader and who was the follower?
I think at times it was him.
Why?
Well, because like we said, he was the more aggressive of the two.
He didn't care who he pissed off.
No. And me, I was petrified. I'll be honest with you, I was scared because I had a family. Didn't want to step on nobody's toes.
And this is where Bubba Ray Dudley's white privilege comes in. And this is why he thinks of himself as the quote-unquote leader of the Dudley Boyz.
He just told you he had a family. He was nervous. He was on eggshells. Kind of like, okay, I'll do what I'm told.
It's because Devon Dudley couldn't say or do what Bubba Ray Dudley said and did. And later on, Devon Dudley will explain exactly why that was.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I look at it like this also, and this is coming from me. But being African American in this business still, especially in the very beginning of 1991, and even though we got started in 96, I was still petrified of racism. That their philosophy was still stuck in the 50s and 60s. A black man should never say anything because of the fact that he's black and you're in a white man's business.
But let me ask you this. Hold on. Do you think from the first day that we ever got together that we ever experienced or you ever experienced racism?
And there it is. Of course, Bubba Ray Dudley would disagree because he has no idea what Devon Dudley is talking about. You're talking about an Italian white guy with a hard New York accent, right? He has no idea what racism is because he's never experienced it.
In ECW, I did not experience it. I experienced it in WWE. But when a person comes up to you and tells you that they don't like you because of the color of your skin, and you're sitting up there going, wow, really? There were certain people in that organization in that time that felt that I should not have said anything, who had power to basically bury me, if need be, just because I might have stood up for what I felt was right.
Bubba, did you ever notice any racism, or did you ever feel like you had to protect him?
Yes, once.
And there it is again. He said once. And I think he's reluctant to even acknowledge racism because he knows it would diminish his legacy. He knows that Devon was better in the ring, probably on the mic as well, probably had better ideas. That is why talent in the locker room would come to him before Bubba Ray Dudley. But Bubba Ray Dudley used the system to use Devon Dudley. This is just in story mode, nothing personal.
Only once, and that's why I asked them, like, have you ever experienced since we were together?
The fact that they've been together 25 years and Bubba Ray Dudley doesn't know if Devon has experienced racism, that should tell you something right there.
And now that he brings up this incident that I know he's talking about, yes, I did experience firsthand. And I think if I wasn't there to actually physically grab him by his wrist and hold him back, that something could have happened.
So now he's taking credit for controlling Devon Dudley's reaction to experiencing inappropriate racism. Now he's taking credit for that too.
I studied psychology.
Gotcha.
Johnny didn't teach pro wrestling psychology.
Explain the difference.
Yeah, I learned actually getting with him in ECW from guys like Perry Saturn, guys like Taz, Tommy Dreamer, Shane Douglas, and Bubba absorbed it like a sponge with Paul Heyman.
Once again, white privilege. Devon had to learn psychology the hard way, but yet Bubba Ray Dudley is locked in with the boss of the company. And also, Devon Dudley had already learned psychology by the time they got to the WWE. So that's not an excuse anymore. That would not be an excuse to hold Devon Dudley back from talking on the mic, from coming up with ideas. It was just white privilege. Bubba Ray Dudley used Devon for his work.
If we were going to be in a match where wrestling was the number one thing that we were going to do in the match, I relied on him. Go out there and wrestle. Go do the things that I can't do. I never learned the right way. But when it came to the psychology aspect of it, which in my opinion is the most important part, that's where I excelled.
So basically, he just diminished any role that Devon Dudley was better than him at. He just diminished it and said, psychology is most important, and that's where I excel at. And which it is, psychology is very important. It's very important, but Devon Dudley just sit here and told you that was then. I didn't know psychology then, but I studied the game, and by the time we got to WWE, psychology wasn't an issue for me anymore. Racism was.
You know, there were times where him and Paul would be locked in talking about the business, and in the very beginning, I was kind of clueless.
Guys, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and like this video, and also leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, peace out.